Note: the following comic graphically depicts acts of violence and warfare. Viewer discretion is advised. It is a cautionary tale of what happens when two mutually incompatible ethnic groups attempt to occupy the same territory at the same time. The Sioux Massacres. Fort Kearney in 1866 stood athwart the overland trail to the west, guarding the pioneer caravans from any marauding Indians. But with the arrival of federal soldiers, the Sioux Indians suddenly turned peaceful, and the officers were soon lulled into a false sense of security, even allowing the Redskins to enter the fort to trade. Only one voice was raised in warning, that of Jim Bridger, famed scout, who knew the Indians as no other white man ever did. "But them Injuns were sent here to spy on the fort. The Sioux are just waiting for the right moment to attack us." "Nonsense, Bridger. The Indians wouldn't dare to attack a fort full of soldiers. And besides, we'd lose out on a profitable trading business if we didn't allow them in here." Then, on December 21st, 1866, two Sioux trader spies watched as an ill-equipped, lightly armed troop of 80 men under the command of Colonel Fetterman rode out to protect a mule train some distance from the fort. This was a chance the Indians had been waiting for. The two spies instantly left the fort and flashed a mirror message to their chief, Red Cloud, many miles away. "We attack. The palefaces will be no match for our hordes." The wily chieftain sent two of his men out with orders to blunder onto the troop of soldiers and fire one arrow at them, and the soldiers foolishly gave chase. "There are only two of them. After them!" The Indians led the soldiers right into an ambush, which later came to be known as the Fetterman Massacre. When the soldiers from the fort came down to investigate the sound of the firing, they found all 81 men dead. Flushed with triumph, the Sioux grew rash, and in August 1867, Red Cloud decided to finish off the fort, hurling all his 3,000 warriors into the fray. "They're attacking! Sound the alarm!" Realizing that they were vastly outnumbered and that they couldn't afford to spread their line thinly all around the fort, the defenders left the gate open and retreated to the center of the fort, where they took cover behind wagon boxes set on their sides. The stratagem worked, because the Indians surged through the undefended gate instead of scaling the fort and taking the defenders from behind, and they proved to be easy targets for the sharpshooting soldiers, who aimed all of their withering firepower at the gate. The Sioux halted their mad charge and tried shooting fire arrows to set the wagon boxes afire, but most of the arrows hit only the dust, and one by one, the Redskins fell. Finally, appalled by their terrible losses, the Sioux turned and fled. Only 3 white men had been killed, but the Redskins had lost 1,137, and the Fetterman Massacre had been fully avenged by the Wagon Box Massacre.